Shedeur Sanders faces being frozen out further by Cleveland Browns after quarterback decision. Sanders' teammate has been talking about his efforts in practice. Head coach Kevin Stefanski has put doubt on those chances after he was asked about the role on Wednesday. He has Sanders, 23, and practice squad quarterback Bailey Zappe to pick from following the trade to bring in Flacco. Stefanski also has the option of another rookie in Dillon Gabriel, who is on the active roster. When asked about the backup role, it appeared that Sanders is not the favorite to take it up. Stefanski said, "Let the week play out, and make a decision later. All roster type of things, I always have to be mindful of our players and our players' development. And I want to make sure that I'm always doing what's best for our players and, of course, our team. But with young players, I'm always thinking about, last week, making the change to Dillon, you have to think long and hard about that. Because these are young players that you are so invested in their development. So, I'll let the week play out, and make a decision later." Stefanski also refused to confirm whether or not Zappe would be moved into the active roster. This would allow one of the backups to serve as the inactive emergency quarterback position. He added, "Need to work through it all. Again, really like the guys we have. We just got to work through all it." Despite the uncertainty over Sanders, he has been praised for his work ethic by Browns wide receiver Jerry Jeudy. He said, "He is doing whatever the coaches ask of him. He's been doing a great job of being a pro and doing what he needs to do to be able to, once he gets his chance, to take advantage of it. That's all we can ask for him to do. Once he gets his opportunity, just take advantage of it." The Cleveland Browns are at another crossroads in their seemingly endless quarterback carousel, and this time it might come at the expense of one of football's most polarizing young names, Shedeur Sanders. Once heralded as the future of the franchise, the rookie signal caller now finds himself watching from the sidelines as the Browns double down on a decision that could freeze him out of their long-term plans. A promising start that never took off. When the Browns selected Shedeur Sanders, son of the iconic Deion "Prime-Time" Sanders, it was seen as both a bold and symbolic move. The franchise, long haunted by instability at quarterback, finally appeared to invest in a player with the charisma, talent, and leadership pedigree to bring excitement back to Cleveland football. In flashes, Sanders showed exactly why the hype was justified. His pocket poise, calm under pressure, and ability to extend plays brought glimpses of what fans hoped was the future. He carried himself with confidence, echoing his father's swagger but pairing it with a studious approach to the game that impressed teammates and coaches alike. But as often happens in Cleveland, the story took a sharp turn. The Browns' season began to unravel, offensive struggles mounted, and Shedeur, like many young quarterbacks before him, found himself at the heart of a storm that wasn't entirely of his making. The decision that changed everything. The Browns' latest quarterback decision, trading for veteran Joe Flacco earlier in the season and later adding Dillon Gabriel to the mix, sent a clear message. Cleveland is no longer waiting for potential to blossom. They're in win-now mode. Flacco's brief resurgence gave the Browns a taste of stability. His veteran savvy helped the team grind out tough wins, and his locker room leadership earned the respect of coaches. When Gabriel stepped up and showed flashes of efficiency in his first start, it only deepened the questions around Shedeur's role. Now, with Cleveland's front office reportedly considering keeping both Flacco and Gabriel active in rotation, Shedeur's path forward looks murkier than ever. The message to the young quarterback couldn't be clearer: earn your way back, or be left behind. Internal friction and the prime-time shadow. Behind closed doors, whispers around the Browns facility suggest that the relationship between Shedeur and the coaching staff has cooled. While Kevin Stefanski has publicly maintained support for his rookie, sources close to the situation indicate growing frustration with Sanders' readiness and adaptation to the pro game. There's also the undeniable Deion factor. Shedeur's father, never one to bite his tongue, has occasionally used his platform to defend his son and subtly question how Cleveland is managing his development. Though Prime's comments are made out of love, they've reportedly added pressure on both sides, especially in a franchise already known for being cautious about external noise. Shedeur's got all the tools, one insider was quoted as saying. But the Browns are tired of waiting for tools to turn into wins. The locker room divide. NFL locker rooms are complex ecosystems. Veterans who fought through countless seasons often view rookie hype with skepticism, and a quarterback who hasn't proven himself yet must earn every ounce of respect. Early in the season, Sanders' confidence and swagger drew comparisons to his father's Hall of Fame charisma. But when the offense stalled, That same energy began to rub some players the wrong way. Reports of tension, not outright conflict, but visible unease, began to emerge. As Flacco and Gabriel started to gain trust from the coaching staff and players alike, Sanders' voice in the locker room grew quieter. Teammates who once rallied around him seemed more focused on immediate results, and Shedeur, known for his competitive fire, began to internalize the growing doubts around him. A future in limbo. The Browns' latest quarterback decision might not just affect the rest of the season, it could redefine Shedeur Sanders' NFL journey. With the team hinting at sticking with their new rotation, the young QB might face limited reps, fewer opportunities to develop chemistry, and potentially a shrinking window to prove himself as Cleveland's future. NFL history is filled with quarterbacks whose early years were derailed by poor circumstances, wrong system, wrong timing, wrong coaches. Sanders may soon join that list unless the Browns find a way to reinvest in his potential. The question now isn't just whether Shedeur can play, but whether he'll ever get the fair opportunity to show it in Cleveland. Deion's dilemma. Meanwhile, Deion Sanders, never shy about protecting his son, faces a dilemma of his own. Does he go public again to defend Shedeur, risking further strain between the family and the franchise, or does he stay silent and let his son fight through adversity? Knowing Coach Prime, silence may not be in the playbook. But even Deion understands that the NFL is a different animal from college football. Politics, contracts, and locker room hierarchies all play roles beyond raw talent. Still, one can imagine the pain of a father watching his son, a young man he groomed for this exact stage, now frozen on the sidelines, waiting for a chance that may not come. Cleveland's calculated gamble. From the Browns' perspective, this is business, not personal. Stefanski and the front office are fighting for their jobs. Winning, not player development, keeps seats cool in Cleveland. If that means riding with veterans and benching a promising rookie, so be it. But the risk is real. If Sanders develops elsewhere and blossoms into the quarterback many believed he could be,